Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Warnick, Program Coordinator for Multi-Region Purchasing Co-op, and I am going to spend the next 20 or so minutes walking you through a USDA Entitlement Value Tracker. We are calling it that because this spreadsheet is going to allow you to track the value received on DoD fresh fruit and vegetable and farm to school programs, your processed commodities if you are a processing district, and the value received on any direct delivery foods coming out of the TDA contracted warehouses, also known as brown box previously. So let's get started and take a look at this spreadsheet. Okay. The spreadsheet will be saved to our members Google folder that you can easily download. It will be in a view-only version in that Google Drive, so you will need to download the spreadsheet and save it to your own computer, whether that's on your desktop or in a file. You want to name it in a way that it reminds you it's a reconciliation form and for which school year. And I would go ahead and put your district name on there. This will become a reconciliation report that the auditors are asking for in an AR. And I think you're going to like what you see. Now, there are 3 tabs to the spreadsheet. So if you look towards the bottom, you see right now we're viewing an instructions tab. I'm not going to read through these. I know you can read, but we're going to talk about each of those instructions as we look at the next 2 tabs. So the second tab is called a USDA processing tracking template. These are for processed commodities. And then there is a third tab, which serves as a reconciliation form that will auto-populate totals from the second tab and then also allows you to enter in certain areas. But we're going to talk about the first tab, processing. So if you are not a processing district, this would not pertain to you, but I do want to point out a couple of things that number one, the spreadsheet is set up with fixed formulas. And so please do not add, delete, or rearrange columns or rows because that could mess up the formula that's adding all these things up on the next spreadsheet. If you need any type of editing like that, then just reach out to one of us. We'll probably have you send the spreadsheet to us. We'll get it edited in whatever way you need, and we'll send it back to you. Also, all the items that are listed in the processing tab are right out of our USDA Processed Commodity Bid Award. We know every single processor awarded and every single one of their products is not listed here because we only went out for bid for products that were forecasted, as is per regulation. So if you're maybe buying a processed commodity off of your distributor bid and for some reason it wasn't something on the commodity bid, like an NOI product, that's perfectly legal, but you might need to add that to your list. That's also something you would reach out to us for, and we'll get it added because there are, again, calculating cells that calculate a certain range of rows. So I don't want to get into technicalities. Just know, here's the spreadsheet. Use it as it is. If you need it edited, reach out to me or Elizabeth. Okay, I am on that processing tracking template. And this is set up with first column A, which is a blank column. This is your column. This is where you and step 1 are going to go through all the products and place an X. Let me get this centered up so it's easier to see. Place an X for the products you plan to purchase now. So let's say I'm planning to buy the 16-inch, whole grain skinny crust pizza. We're going to use that one. Maybe we're going to use this one. You're going to scroll through, or you can filter or search in a variety of ways. Let's say I want to look at some Gold Creek Foods items, but I want to scroll through 1,600 items. I can click on the down arrow for the processor name, unselect everything, I just click on select on, it unchecks everything, scroll until I find the Gold Creek Foods, check the box, click OK. Now I'm only looking at the Gold Creek products. And maybe I find the few that we're using. I'm just randomly selecting things here. Now to unfilter, you'll notice all of these have a little upside down triangle. However, this one has a little funny funnel shape to it. That means something's going on with that column. It's missing some information because it's been hidden through a filter. Now I can click on clear filter very quickly and easily, or I can just check the box, select all, and click OK. So two choices there. Once I do that, everything comes back. Now I could highlight column D, which is our processor's product number. And I could come over here to the magnifying glass, the find and select there at the top. Click on find. And now maybe I type in a product code that I'm looking for. I've already got one dropped in here. So I'm just going to click on find next. And there it is. It's a Bongards. I'm going to place an X in that one. So those are a variety of ways you can find your products. I would go off of what you entered into pre-order as a starting point. Maybe you made a couple of changes. Maybe you've added a few other products that aren't in pre-order. A lot of weird things went on this year because of web SEM. So get your products checked in the tracker template sheet. Now, once I've got all my products X'd over here, I'm going to come here to my products and I'm going to sort this column A to Z. Once I do that, all my X's don't live in Texas, just one, are going to pop up to the top. So here's my short list, but if I don't want to see all these other products, I can click on this again and uncheck the blanks. I'm not deleting them. I'm just simply making them leave my vision. All right, now I've got this lovely short list. It's this lovely little custom, list of products that we are ordering and purchasing on a monthly basis. Now, you'll notice there is also another blank column in the processing template. That is if you are using Labatt or Cisco, and if you want to enter the Labatt or Cisco vendor code for your products, you've got the freedom to do so, and it's not going to mess up any of the calculating cells or columns. That's an option. You can leave this blank all year, and you may not care. Now, if you are ordering products directly from a processor, which some of you are, you're still going to use the processing tracking template. You'll simply go off the invoice the processor sends you and enter the number of cases. We're going to talk about that because there are two columns for each month, and this spans the entire calendar year, fiscal year for commodities, July to June. If you are receiving processed commodities through one of the TDA contracted warehouses, you're going to use this particular tab. And you're still getting that invoice directly from the processor, but you're also getting that invoice from the contracted warehouse, which is only about delivery fees. We are not talking about delivery fees. We are talking about what's the value of the commodity in the products you're purchasing. It's that drawdown donated food value, and we've got them all built in for you. But you've got to, look at how many cases of product you're getting in to start the calculation. So I've got my short list. Here are my 5 or 6, 7 items. And it's already into August. I'm going to look back at July and how many cases of each of these products did I bring in. So I'm just going to type in random numbers. And once you enter a number into the cases column, you can click outside in any cell and look what happens. It calculated 20 cases times the donated food value per case to come up with a total. And then you'll notice in row 2, we've got some calculating functions. So at the top, above these monthly header cells, this is going to start to add up all the cases and the products you have selected. And this will add up all the value between all your processors. So this is giving you a per item overview, and this is giving you a grand total between everything you're doing. Now, maybe you ordered in 30 cases of that. Now I can click on tab. It's going to do the same thing. I can click on enter on my keyboard. It's going to do the same thing. The main thing to remember is you only want to enter into the cases received column. Value received column, when I click on a cell, you're going to notice up here, it's got a function and it's adding or multiplying these two numbers. So you don't want to overwrite that. Just say, if you do, call us and we can help you get it corrected. Okay. Now, these are some of the items that I pulled in July. Maybe I pulled in a few cases here in August, some of the other things that I hadn't bought in July. And now I've got that entered for August. You could be ongoing every week and just accumulating. So maybe the first week you got 5 cases, you come back in the second week, you ordered another 5 cases. By the end of the month, you had a total of 20 cases. However you want to work the spreadsheet, if you're going to use it. Make your life easy. It might be easier as you get in your invoices and you enter what you've got. So we've got all these calculations going on up here. So July, we received 100 cases of processed commodities. In August, we pulled in 52. And here is the entitlement that we had used on those commodities. Now, once you're tracking here, anytime you click on this third tab in yellow, the reconciliation form, you're going to see those numbers from that row 2 duplicated for each month over here. And then the last column E starts to tally the combination of DoD and farm to school processing and direct delivery foods. And we're going to play around with this in a minute. And then you've got a bottom row that starts to bring in a grand total. All right. So DoD and farm to school, they are combined this year in favors, which makes it nice and easy. And you've got your DoD farm to school funds sitting there in favor. So you know exactly how much you have to spend. That's the entitlement sitting there to purchase the produce, right? Each month or even each week, as you're pulling in your DoD and farm to school deliveries, you're getting a receipt. So maybe you come in and you enter the value of the products you received. All right, so maybe in July we got 300. Maybe in August we pulled in 350. Making up numbers here. So you're going to enter what comes off your receipt for the DoD and farm to school. That's out of favors. Now, if you are a school that is receiving direct delivery foods, also known as brown box, and I'm not talking about processing here. These are strictly your direct delivery foods in that brown box coming from the contracted warehouse, because some of you may get a mix of processed with the brown box. Processing is going to go on that second tab for processing. Direct delivery foods going here. Now, I'm not sure what kind of reports or details you can see in WebSEM and what that looks like, and I wish I could, but you're going to enter the value of the foods received, but you don't want to include any delivery fees because your entitlement is not paying for the delivery fees. Your entitlement paid for that product when you requested it. So maybe you got that 40-pound, case of ground beef. Maybe it ran $100. I don't know. Maybe you got in 10 cases of that. So maybe your entry here is, goodness, $1,000. And keep in mind, we're not entering cases, we're entering the value of the products you received. And you can look at a report, or hopefully you can see the value of that case at $100. You got in 10. Hopefully the report is showing you the total value received. Again, you could click outside the cell, hit tab or enter. Now you'll notice that the minute I hit 1,000, our total for the month of July increased. This is a function that adds up these 3. Okay. Then you've got your grand total down here, which is adding up every month. So the goal by the end of the school year is to come close with this grand total in column E to what your beginning entitlement was. If you have done that, you just had a successful school year in requesting and ordering and receiving everything planned. This also helps you kind of stay on top of, okay, this is my DoD money, and each month I'm ordering. You can see the funds in the accounts. You know how close you are, how far away you are. But this is also just another set of, numbers in front of you. Hey, you've only spent 650, but you've got 10,000 in there. You might want to start ordering in some more produce from the DoD vendor or some farm to school. So just another way to kind of keep your eyes on where you are in receiving your entitlement that you spent so much time spending back in February. All right. On this tab, there are also some explanations of what each column is as a reminder of where you're pulling the numbers or if it's being pulled from the second tab. And by the end of the school year, you'll have everything completed and you can literally submit this whole spreadsheet to your auditor if asked as your reconciliation report for the previous school year. All right. There it is, tracking spreadsheet. Hopefully you find it beneficial and easy to use, and don't forget, hit save before you close it after you've put some new information and data entry into either of those tabs. It does not save automatically. And if you need help or you need something edited, just reach out to me or Elizabeth, and we are happy to help you. Okay, hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, and thanks for watching.